Alright, let's do this. It's 501! I'm sorry I didn't do anything special for my 500th video, and I'm going to be honest with you, I really couldn't think of what to do. I spent a lot of time thinking about it and what to do, and in the end I came up with basically jack and shit. But I did do what I said I was going to do, and we were talking about the 500. So that's a good thing, right? Right? Right, I guess. It is amazing to me how much everything has changed as far as, how I stream, what I'm streaming, and, even when I first started Morning Commute, it's changed. This isn't the typical, Morning Commute that, it's very different than when I first started. Especially when, the sun hasn't even rose yet, and I'm driving to work in basically darkness. I like where I'm at. What I was trying to get to is that I don't feel any different. My attitude's not any different. The message I'm trying to get across is not any different. Maybe you could probably put forth the argument that the number of subscribers that I have, especially even when I first started Morning Commute, the number of subscribers that I have is, it's doubled. Maybe even tripled. Is it tripled? Might have tripled. There's an argument to say that, with the greater audience that, I have a bigger reach. I don't feel it, but, and because every view is precious to me, I always think it's funny because they were, like I said, I don't think I can make it in this business because I don't want people to hate me. I had to literally walk away from Twitter because of how much they were bashing poor Dave Bautista. But then I realized, going, oh, that means he made it. think the funny thing about it is the Dave Bautista that was, winning WrestleManias and stuff like that. I don't know if he won a WrestleMania. I don't know his career as a wrestler. All I know is that, they were touting him, as some freaking woke person who is not the same person he used to be. That man is still huge. Just because he doesn't have his shirt off doesn't mean he's not huge. And he's definitely older, so. But. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because the GOP has fucking nothing. They literally have nothing. And so this is what they're gonna go after, is the celebrities who endorse Harris. But it is literally like, they're going after somebody who, obviously can't or probably won't fight back. And I just think it's just disgraceful. And that's what I mean by, like, my message hasn't changed. My message is love. It really is. I try to be the example of what I want to watch, what I want to accomplish, and stuff like that. I really try to be that. I try to walk the walk. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I do it all right. I'm not saying anything. If you want to know what I'm looking for in a streamer, all you have to do is just basically look at how I conduct my streams. And yeah, it would be different if there were a little more interjection and stuff like that. But I mean, I do collabs and stuff like that, so you can see how I am with doing collabs. I don't go outside of what I would want to do. It's like my art. I don't draw things that I don't want to see. I think that there has to be talent does play a role, but there has to be such a love for either the pen, the paper, the canvas, the stylus, the mouse, I don't know, whatever people draw with. There has to be such a love for what you're going to be doing that what you create has to be a product of that love. And I think that if everybody did that, one, the art world would be turned on its freaking head. It wouldn't know what to do with itself. And two, it's something that I I don't know why they call it artificial intelligence, because it really isn't algorithmic design. It really isn't artificial intelligence. Doesn't even use any intelligence. And if you draw with love, there is nothing that AI could recreate that would do that. Nothing. It can steal techniques. It can steal, designs. It can steal a lot of things. But the one thing that it can't infuse into its art is love. I used to, when I was first drawing, when I was first getting into art, when I was first doing broad projects and stuff like that, I was very young. But when I was looking at the masters and what they created, the Matisses, Picassos, Michelangelos, Leonardo da Vinci's, when I was looking at the quote unquote great works, I have to admit, and this is kind of really bizarro to admit, I didn't think much of their work. I didn't think much of their brushstrokes. I didn't think much of any of the stuff. I thought that the only reason that these works are worth any money is because these artists are dead. And I even made a statement, actually, about 15 years after that the only way to be a great artist is to do a finite amount of work, 10, 15, or 15 things, and die. That was how to become a great artist. No hidden artworks or anything like that. No, you don't need that. All you need is a set number of pieces, and hopefully even that becomes even more rare, and it has nothing to do with the art itself. I said that. And not being ironical or sarcastic or facetious. Not to be any of that. Not even jokingly. As if it was a half truth. No, I was deadly serious. I firmly believe that. And when I said it, I had I think that I just finished my 60th piece when I made that statement. Because I had it in my head that I would never be a great artist. recreated it. I'm going to use in quotes. Recreated it. Recreated some of the stuff that I did. Removed me entirely from it. To literally the point that I don't even exist anymore. And only the people who were there 40 freaking years ago, or 30 years ago, those people who were there back then would technically be 35 years. But the only people who were only if you were back then with me, and in this freaking chaos, which was I have to admit, was quite a few people. There are still a few people out there that owns my works, thinking that it's going to become masterpieces and stuff like that, which it will never become masterpieces. But there's definitely a few people that were I haven't totally banished, but I've actually had what I've said originally almost come true. Limited number of works. There's only a limited number of works, and you really have to scour for them. If any one of those people have given up faith, there's less, because they will destroy those works, or the works would just get destroyed even if they didn't. And we are 35 years is a long time. I said this when I started the stream. It's enough to be forgotten. And I like the fact that I'm Q. I like that. I like the fact that I'm Q. And because it does not bring attention to the real me and how I've completely dissolved and faded into the background. Yeah, forgotten. Like people become living legends, I became a living forgotten. I think it's one of the things that when I saw Coco, the movie Coco, I wasn't, enamored by the Mexican heritage and Deus es I can't say it. Day of the Dead. Deus es muerta. I have to look it up. But the Day of the Dead, I wasn't so enamored by that. In the interpretation of basically Catholicism. But the theme of the movie, which is, the titled song, which if they were going to name it other than Coco, it would be Remember Me. Yeah. But the one thing that that I realized, like when I watched that movie, is like how I worked on being kind of legendary, and I was more infamous than famous. But how, because of who I am and my attitude, and how I rubbed people the wrong way, how they scrubbed me from history. There is a part of me that was like defiant, like how dare they? I want to fight it, and then there is like I earned that. It's kind of like the reason why I bring up Coco. It's kind of like what happened to Coco's father. And the very thing that he was trying to stop, which was the music in his family's life. The very thing. That he was trying to stop. Which was the fact that he wanted to raise his family instead of be this famous person. It's kind of like hits home with me. I changed trajectory. And even though I wasn't poisoned. Yay. Basically my life's work was taken from me. And because that happened, against my will, and the money that they did pay me, they thought it was enough to take it all. Use it without abandon, to the point where I almost got kicked out of college for submitting my own work that somebody else had basically bought and claimed. Not a good thing. Not a good feeling. But if the quote unquote real me was to have a resurgence, which that definitely I don't see ever happening. Unlike in the movie Coco, there is not going to be a great grandson swooping in at the last moment and shedding light on this. There is a kind of poison with fame, which is where this all started. And I don't, I have to admit, I drank the poison. I drank the Kool-Aid. And even though it didn't kill me, it definitely killed my career. And my own greed and my own, avarice even. My pride. It was my biggest downfall. Said I didn't, it's one of the reasons why I brought up a few things back. I brought up the thing about my grandfathers and my grandmothers fighting dogs. Because sometimes it's life or death like that. Sometimes what dies is, a dream maybe. Gold. If I could have made a living, I did make a living doing art, but if I could have continued to make a living doing art, I would have for the rest of my life. Hopefully I never would have wanted more. It is the reason why I do fan art. It is the reason why I give it away for free. And I don't open up commissions. Because I don't want to ever go back to thinking that I'm something more, or where Basic. Alright. As always, cool beans in the comments below. It doesn't, as you know, it doesn't have to be cool beans. But if you don't know what to write, that's what you can write. I want you to have a fantastic day. I really do. And though I can't tell you what to do, it's my wish upon you. Curse you with kindness. Have a really good day. All right, and take care. And I will talk to you tomorrow. We are at 5:01. Ooh, yay. All right.